Hello everyone, I am Neelam Choudhary, your host for the web series Django Project Based Learning. So, in this series, you will learn Django with the help of the project. So, before we jump into today's topic, do me a favor. Give that like button a quick tap, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I hope you have subscribed my channel. So, if you have subscribed, let us begin with today's topic. So today we'll see how we can create multiple applications and link those applications with the help of the hyperlinks. Although the hyperlinks will be explained in detail in the next video, but we'll try to cover some part in this video as well. Then we'll study about dynamic URLs. Okay. So first let us see how we can create multiple applications. So to create the applications, first of all, always create your Django project within the virtual environment. So have a virtual wrapper with you. Next, create a virtual environment. Activate the virtual environment. Install Django in that virtual environment. Create a project. Run the server and see if it is working properly or not. Then create your applications. And whenever the application is created, add that application inside the settings.py file of your Django project, so that your Django project will come to know you have created the application, and save that settings.py file. So let us see practically how to create multiple applications within the project. Go to the folder where you want to create your project. Suppose I want to create an app directory within the folder Django channel, and I will create a new folder over here for the episode 9. Okay. Then I will open this with the help of the VS Code editor. Now open in integrated terminal. Now first thing is what? To create the virtual environment. Now those who are following my videos, they don't have to create the virtual environment again and again. You can create one virtual environment and use that virtual environment for all the projects. I will be following the steps that I have just said from the next video onwards. Okay. Now let me create a new virtual environment over here with the help of command pym-env. Let me give the name as env8, since this is episode 8. Create the virtual environment. Virtual environment has been activated. Install Django. Spelling mistake. Hit install. Check whether it is installed correctly or not. Django admin dash version is 5.0. Next is create your project. Django admin start project, the name of the project. Suppose I want to give the name of the project as EP9. This is episode 9. So I should have 9. Okay. Space and a dot. Whatever name you want, you can give it. So Django project has been created. I've created with the command space and a dot. That is why I'm having this directory structure. Run the server and check whether it is working properly or not. If it is not working properly, go through the steps again and see where you have done the mistakes. Okay. You must have done some mistake at some place. That is why it may not be working. So Django installed successfully. Okay. Now what I will do, I will create the application, stop the server with the help of the command Control C. To create the application, the command is py manage.py start app, the name of the app. Suppose I give app 1. Now the app has been created. I will come inside my project, that is EP9, and in the settings.py file, I will include my app. Now, suppose I want to create one more application. I can create that application 2, that is app 2, pymanage.py start at app 2. It will create another application for me, app 2. Now that application has been created, again I will have to tell my Django project that I have another application. Kindly include that application in your project. I will go inside the project, I will go in the settings.py file, and I will add that application as well, either in the double quotes or the single quotes. Okay. So I have included both my application inside the project. Now let us define the URL. So I have explained how to create the URLs within the application as well as in the project in the previous videos. Kindly go through it. Over here, I will be creating the URLs within the applications only, because that way it is very easy to work with that application and to manage and maintain that particular project. Okay. So what I will do, I will create a urls.py file within my first application, app1, because I want to include the URLs over here. Okay. So what I will do first, let me create the functions. Either you create a view, then you create a URL, or first you create the URL, then you create a view, however you want. Suppose let me create the URL first. Okay. So what I will do, I will go within the project. I will go in the urls.py file of my project, because a project should know that I've created a URL file within my application. Kindly include that URL file. So what I will do over here, I will write / include, and what I will say, path on the home page, kindly include, we have a app1. In app1 we have a file URLs. Kindly include that file. So now your project will know, yes, you have a urls.py file which you are supposed to include over here. Now I will copy this and I will go inside my application, app1 urls.py file, and I will paste it because I want to use the same command again. Okay. Then remove this. This is not needed. This all is not. Okay. So first thing is what? Whenever somebody is going to click on the home page, I want to call a function index, because that will be the index page. You can give the name, it is optional. In the coming videos, you will understand why do we write names. And this view will call a function index. So this view is where this view is in the current directory. So I can write from the current directory import views. So it will import the views. Okay. So within the views, now let me write the function. How do we write a function? Def, the name of the function, whatever name you have given over here, same name you will give it over here. Okay. Request, return, HTTP response, this is X page. Okay. So now I will have to import this from django.http, import HTTP response. Okay. So I have created my first URL within my app1. Let me go in app2, and in app2 also I will create a URL file and a view file. I will close this, all the files. What I will do, first I will go inside my project. Inside the project, I will go in the urls.py file and I will say that on the app2 path, kindly include the app2 urls.file. Okay. So what I'm saying that I am going to create a urls.py file within my app2. So kindly consider that URL file as well. So on this path include app2 urls.py file. So I will create a urls.py file over here. urls.py. Okay. Now I will copy the commands from here so I don't have to write it again and again. Come over here, paste it over here. I don't need admin panel. I'll remove all these things. Remove this. Now what I will do, suppose on the path, this is what app2. So let me give the path sec. Okay. You should call the function next page, and let me give the name as page n. Let me give the path also np. That will make sense. So I've included this views. So I will have to import view. This view is from which file? From the current directory, from app2. So either you write app2 or you can write dot, from dot import views. Okay. So from the views, it will import this function. So now I will have to create the function. I will go in views.py file and I will create the function f, which is going to take the request object, return HTTP response, second page, or second app. Import this. Okay. So what I have done, I have created a function. That function I have linked to the URL, and I have told the main project also that I have a urls.py file, kindly include that. So now what we have done so far, we have created two applications within the project. We have created a URLs within the application and I have included that inside the project. Okay. So now suppose in the application 1, you have created a function and you want to see the output of this function. What you are going to do? Every function that you have created, it will always be mapped to a URL. So see, this function is mapped to which URL? So you will go in the urls.py file. You will see, yes, this function is mapped to home page. But this is within the application. So now see, this application is attached to which URL inside the project. So you go inside the project, see the app1. App1 is attached to which URL? On the home page. So if you want to see the output of that function, what you will do? You will hit this URL. Why? Because inside the application also it is on the home page. Inside the project also it is on the home page. Okay. Now let us see the second example. If I want to see the output of the function that I've created inside the app2, see the name of the function. It is next page. See on the URL where it is attached. Next page is attached to np path. And this URL is attached where in the project. So go inside the project. See app2. App2 is attached to app2 root. So if you want to see the output of that function, what you will do? Inside the project, it is on app2. Inside the URL in application, it is an np. So what you will do? After 8000 port /app2/np. Okay. Of the project and of the application. Then you will see the output. Let us see the output as well. Print. My server may not be working. Whenever you get that error, come and check over here whether the server is running or not. My server is not running. I'll run the server with the help of the command py manage.py run server. it has started. Go back, refresh the screen. See, this is the index page. And for that application, what I'm supposed to write? app2/np. Yeah, this is the second app. So I can see the output. So now let us see one more thing. Now I have done what? I have included my app1 directly in the home page. Suppose I don't include on my home page. I will write over here within the project. Suppose I include on the path app1, and within the app1 URL, suppose I include on index page. So now what I will do, since in the project I have included where app1, included on app1, in the application I've included on index. So which path I will hit? After this, I will add the project URL, that is app1 slash the URL of my application index. So now to see the output of that function, I will have to hit this particular URL. So on the home page, if you will go now, you will see page not found, where you will find that application on app1/x. See, I hope this is clear how to create multiple applications, and if you want to access different functions within the applications, how you can find out the URL of that particular function. Okay. Now let us move on to the next topic, is how we can attach two applications together, or how to create the hyperlinks between these functions. We will see. I will be explaining the hyperlinks in detail in the templates video, but let me explain over here also. Okay. Here I will be explaining only one method. I will close all the files and I will just open the file of app1 views and app2 views, because I want to attach this two. So, do you remember in HTML how do we create the links? We create with the help of the anchor tags. So here also we can write the anchor tag. So I will remove this. Let me write an anchor tag over here. Then it will take me to the app2 functions. Let me write app2 function. Then I will write href. This is nothing but the syntax of your HTML syntax only. So over here what we used to write? We used to write the link where this particular tag anchor tag should take you. It should take me to which function? To this function. Yes. And this function is attached to which URL? NP. And this NP is attached to which URL inside the project? app2. So what I will do? I will come over here and I will write, it should take me to the URL ap2/np. Okay. See, 127.0, this it will take by default. You don't have to write it again and again. Okay, you can write it down, but this is automatically been considered by Django. Okay. So after this, it will take you to the app2/np. So let us refresh this. My server is already running. So I will come over here and I will just refresh it. The app2. And when I will click on this, it should take me to the output of function. Okay, what is a mistake? Okay, what is happening over here? It is taking me app1, index, app2 and np. So to avoid this error, what you should do, whenever you write href, you should always include a backslash over here. This is a mistake. Okay, so now you refresh it, go back, refresh it, click on this link. Yes, it is taking me to the app2 output. So over here, suppose here also I will do in the similar manner. This should take me where? First anchor tag, it will take me to the app1. I'll close the tag and href. Inside the href, you are supposed to give the URL. What is a URL? That is app1. It is on app1 and after that it is on index. Okay. See, inside the project it is on app1 and in the application it is on the path index. That is why I have given that path over here. Understood? So now let us see. Let us come over here, refresh it. App 1. So if I'll click over here, it will take me to the app 1. Again the same mistake. Forgot to give the backslash. Come over here, give the backslash, refresh it. App 1, app 2, app 2, app 1. So what I'm doing, I'm going from app 2 to app 1 with the help of the hyperlinks. There are different ways to create a hyperlinks. There are 3 ways which I will be showing in the next video. Okay, start with dynamic URL. You will understand the dynamic URL when you will be doing the CRUD operations and the other projects. But let me try to explain it over here as well. Okay. Over here in this project, we are maintaining the data of the learners who are working with the current organization. Okay. So I have data of this student, this and this student, and I have given the ID to the students. Suppose I want to update the detail of the student. So what I will do, I will click on edit. So it will take me to the link. It is taking to the link /update /2420. It was the ID of this particular student. So you can see the page, it is having first name, last name, email ID, and the data is of this particular student who is having the ID 20. Okay. So now let me go back. Let me click over here. This is Shilpa having the ID 24. Again, I want to edit the detail of the student. What is happening? Again, it is an update, but the last digit has changed. Again, the link is what? Update only. But the last plug has changed to 24. That was the ID of the student. If you'll see, it is the same page, but the data is what? Different. So why we use dynamic URL? Whenever you want the same page, but the data of that particular page should change depending upon what you want to pass. So if you'll see, it was the same page, but when you have passed 20, the data was of the student C. Neelam. And when you have passed 24, the data of this particular page has changed. So why we go for the dynamic URL? Suppose there are 1,000 students in your school. Okay. So every time if you want to edit the detail of that particular student, are you going to create 1,000 pages? No. You will create the same page. Okay. See, you have created the same page, but the data on that page will change with the help of the dynamic URL. So over here, we make the use of the dynamic URL. Let us see practically as well. So what I will do in the urls.py file, I will include the dynamic path. So to include the dynamic path, what you are supposed to do after the link, okay, you are supposed to write / and you will write it like this way. Now the dynamic URL can be of different types. It can be of the type integer. Okay, if it is of the type integer, you will write, how do we write? We write type / whatever name you want to give, like this. So if it is of the type integer, you will write int. You can pass any data over here. If it is of the type string, you will write str. Whatever name you want, you can give it over here. And if it is of the type slug means it can have dash in the name. Okay. Or if you don't know what type you are going to pass, whether it's going to be integer, string or slug, directly write it like this way. Okay. So what I'm saying, so this path, the data of this path will change dynamically. Okay, I'm going to pass the integer value, and whatever value I will pass, I will have to accept it over here. So in the function, one more modification you can see, if you are passing ID, you will accept ID. If you are passing name, you will accept name. And if I want to print, I can print it like this. So let us see practically so that you can understand it. So in this project, let us open the application 1, and this URL, let me make it dynamic. So suppose I want to have integer value and I will be passing the ID. Okay. So I am going to pass a dynamic value. So my function should accept that particular parameter. So I will write ID over here. And then suppose I want to show that ID. I will directly show the ID only. Or you write this Python, I will use a formatted ID. So I want to print ID value, not ID, sorry, over here. Okay. So now what is happening? Let me run the server and let us check the output. To run the server is there. So whenever I'm going to hit, I will have to give some ID over here, index/ID, and it will call the function which will show that particular ID. So my data is going to change dynamically. So let us see. Okay, so what is happening? App 1. So this is attached on app 1. Do you remember? In app 1 index, if you'll see, let me, is the size. What data I'm getting? This data is fixed, but this is changing 1. If I hit the same URL /index/2, so what data I'm having? 2. So whenever you want to have the same page, but the data on that particular page should change dynamically depending upon what you are passing, we go for the dynamic URL. You will be able to understand it in more in depth when we will be doing the CRUD operations. Okay. So today what we have seen how we can create multiple applications, how we can link those applications with the help of the hyperlinks. There are different ways to create the hyperlink, which I will be showing in the templates video. Then we studied about dynamic URL when we want to render the same page, but the content of that page should change dynamically depending upon what data you are passing. We go for the dynamic URL. Okay. So before we end, kindly like and subscribe the channel as it will boost me to create many more videos, and I will be coming with the next video very soon. Till that time, if you have any doubts in any video, kindly write down in the comment box. I will give you the replies. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.